Here in South Africa, but of course in Paris as well. We've got Percival Young who is there, albeit a wet and a cold day, Percy. That has not dampened the excitement around the fans who are eagerly anticipating this evening's game, and of course the Minister of Arts and Culture joining them in those festivities.
Yes, good afternoon again, Rufio. The excitement is building here in Paris, the capital city of France. That match starting at 9 p.m. tonight. It's obviously the Springboks, the defending champions, facing off against England here at Stade de France. Now, Rufio, as I showed you early on, hundreds and hundreds of South African fans already converging here at an establishment in Paris. They are preparing for a proper festival. I'm just going to allow my colleague to show some of the fans here. Some of the South African fans here. They call themselves the Braai Army here in Paris. And like I rightfully said, we are fortunate to be joined by none other than our Honourable Minister, Zizi Kodwa, Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture. He decided to join these fans ahead of that big clash about 4 hours before that match starts. Minister, it must be a great honour and a pleasure being here in Paris ahead of that massive clash.
It feels good to be South African. It feels good to see what you have just. I think Refilo is missing a lot. I'm sure people in the studio, what they see here, it's an inspiration to South Africa. That a lot of South Africans, by the way, not only South Africa, French people are behind Springboks today. We are no longer a South African brand. We are truly a global brand as a Springbok. That we must celebrate. That our culture had a nice boerewors here. And of course, boerewors, you know, it goes with something back home. Nice to feel that in Paris. And I think what the Braai Army is doing, they are now preparing for the next 4 years, 2027. I'm very proud to see so many South Africans following and raising the South African flag in Paris.
We're seeing Mama Joye, we're seeing Botha here. I think the point you made, you were very proud to know that South Africans were standing behind yet another South African side, the defending champions, the Springboks, Siya Kolisi and his team.
When I spoke to Siya, quite very strange. The French people love Siya. And I was asking, what is it about Siya? And somebody was telling me, which I can't say it on air. But I think they love Siya, they love the team. I spoke to Jacques this afternoon. He also confirmed that, look, there's something about French people and Siya. But it has to do with his background. And it has to do with his humility, which is who we are as South Africans. And I think as we continue and proceed to 2027, they will see the best of us. The humility of South Africans, our hospitality. We are ready for the world again to come to South Africa. And I think the Braai Squad have already said, you must organize a celebration in Gqeberha. So Braai Squad, the Braai Army will have a celebration after the game, after the tournament in Gqeberha.
Minister, before I ask you about tonight, I'll be failing in my duty if I don't ask you this question. When you talk about how the French people embrace the Springboks, is it not time for South Africa to host our own festival, a big major event? Just recently, we hosted the Netball World Cup. When can we host another World Cup in South Africa on our own shores?
It's amazing what the France and the French people have done to build their own economy using sport and culture. I mean, some of the major sporting events are held here. Some of the major film events are held here. Some of the fashion events are held here. So they are using sport, arts and culture to build the economy. And we must begin to invest in those three areas where we can just make sure that we inject. If you look at how much fashion, just fashion in the economy of Paris is contributing to the GDP. Look at sport. Almost every 6 months, there's a big major sporting event. And in South Africa, that's why bidding and hosting is part of what our priority. That 2027, and as well as cricket, as well as rugby, as well as football. We think that those events we must bid because there's a possibility that through those events we'll be able to draw using sport tourism as well as cultural tourism to build and make sure that South Africa becomes a better country in terms of sporting nation.
And my second last question, I spoke to some South Africans yesterday and they mentioned they're paying up to 20,000 Rand for a ticket to watch the semi-final. How would that type of money work in the South African economy? Will that not contribute positively to our economy if we could possibly host events like this?
You remember in 2010, part of the problem we had to deal with is the affordability back home, given our own socio-economic conditions. So we had to deal with the domestic issues first. And I think if that were to do, can you imagine if people coming from across the globe with no problems. They come and participate from the group stages up to the finals, how much that contribution will make to the GDP of the country. Hence, it is our wish and priority that this kind of events must come to South Africa. It means we must invest in the infrastructure. You can see here, it's cranes all over. It's a construction site. You know why? They are preparing for Olympics next year. So it means back to back, Paris will be a different country next year. If you look at the construction, and it's a vision of a leadership that knows the benefit of hosting major events.
Minister, I'll have to put you on the stop, and very briefly, 2019, the president was there to hoist the trophy with Siya Kolisi. What is your score prediction tonight? England, Springboks, Stade de France.
Springboks will win tonight. Next Saturday, President Ramaphosa is here to lift up the World Ellis Cup again once more in Paris.
Rufiwa, there you heard from the minister's mouth. He's confident that we'll get past England tonight. He reckons it's going to be a victory, and the Springboks are booking their spot in the final next week against New Zealand. And then President Cyril Ramaphosa hosting the trophy. Rufiwa?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite the confidence that the minister has, Percy, but we share that sentiment. We will be bringing back that cup indeed, as the Springboks will make it to the finals. I'm going to let you go and find more people to speak to, Percy. I'm going to bring our viewers back to South Africa for a moment while you do that, and I'm going to take you to Pretoria, where Pulele Tweety-Jones is standing by. Thereafter, we'll take you to Durban. But Pule, before we go to Durban to see what festivities are taking place there, how is the build-up going there? Are more people arriving? And the confidence ahead of the game. Are we still feeling confident that we're bringing the cup home after the semi-finals and entering the finals?
Yeah, definitely. We see the numbers actually trickling in. We see people coming in and wanting to actually book their table so they can, of course, watch at this particular big screen when the match takes place. But of course, I want to speak to the marketing manager here, Caroline. Thank you very much for joining us on ENCA. Chat to us. How many people we're expecting here this evening?
So I think, without sounding too ambitious, we're hopefully going to have the whole of Pretoria East joining us here tonight. But looking at the numbers of the last few weeks, I think we're probably looking at just over 1,000, maybe close to 1,500 people joining us at Loftus Park.
How was it last week?
I mean, incredible. Doesn't even sum up the amazing atmosphere that we've had here. We have had people from all walks of life joining us and really coming together. I think in general it's exceeded our expectation of what we could offer as a Loftus Park precinct.
Tell us about the importance of this Loftus precinct, particularly when you want to enforce social cohesion, when we have such colourful events, sports to be quite particular.
Absolutely. I mean, we're based next to Loftus Versfeld, the home of sport in Pretoria. So the Loftus Park precinct was really built to do exactly that, is to bring people together and to create that sense of community for everyone to have a spot to watch sports, to listen to music, to celebrate together. So that is what we've achieved.
And in terms of safety and security measures, do you have the particular patrollers to ensure that no chaos spirals out of control if, God forbid, the Springboks not make it to the final?
I mean, that is always a factor that we have to take into planning. So we've planned for this extensively in terms of worst case scenario. Our security complement has had to triple in cases like this, where we just sort of make sure that we can prevent any sort of incidences, and we feel pretty confident that we've done everything in our power to make sure this is a safe environment for everyone.
No load shedding this week, and are you happy?
We are so happy. We are thanking everyone in the heavens for making it possible, so we are going to have clear screening all night long.
Score prediction?
Oh, that is a tough one. I'm going to be confident and take the average from our team, so we're going to say around 28-18 to the Springboks.
Thank you very much. We'll catch up with you throughout the day.
Awesome, thank you so much.
That's Caroline, of course, the marketing manager. I'm also joined by Newo from 10 and Tender. Newo, my man, you're right. There's a business, 10 and Tender. There's no load shedding. Sputla gave us a chance. No load shedding. How do you feel?
We feel great, man. We feel great. That's a big advantage for us. It's a great feeling. As you can see, the game is a bit later, but as you can see the vibe already, we're having everybody here. People are coming in early. It's a good thing. This is literally the hub of sport in Pretoria, and yeah, from the last week we had a great game. We had a great, the atmosphere was crazy, and everybody enjoyed themselves. So we're expecting even more people, even greater experience for everybody, and definitely a win for us.
Definitely. In terms of the business perspective, how's that going? I see most of the tables here are being, of course, serviced and run by Turn and Tender here at Loftus. How has business been going?
Business has been very well. Business has been going very well. Obviously, with the extra numbers, we've had to get even extra hands. We've had to get extra tables. So that has worked to our advantage. Everything has been going very well since the beginning of the World Cup, tonight as well, and definitely next weekend as well with the final. We're expecting big numbers as well.
If we were to go to the final and play the All Blacks, do you think you are going to need more tables?
Definitely. We'll need even extra hands. I'm quite confident that we're going through. We're going through to the final. I think we need, with the country as united as it is right now, we need that. We need that win tonight. So I'm definitely, for me, I'm quite sure we're going through.
Score prediction?
Okay, that's putting me on the spot there, but I would say, let's say 35-28. That's my prediction. In favor of us. It's going to be a tight one, though. But yeah, we're definitely going to.
No, very much. Thank you. I'll keep in touch with you throughout today. Well, you can see here, these are the numbers of the people coming in so far. The supporters coming in. It is a highly anticipated game. Everyone is waiting to see. A very hot one, to be quite specific, just like what we saw last week when the Springboks took on France in Paris.
See, a lot more people have arrived since we last spoke, and I anticipate it's just going to get busier. And I suppose the big positive here, apart from us enjoying the wonderful game of rugby, Bokke Treaty Jones, is the fact that local businesses in these areas that have established these fan parks are really getting a boost, something that they've struggled to probably regain since the pandemic. We'll join you again, Bokke Treaty Jones, but let's take it to Durban, where festivities are also taking place. There we've got a senior reporter, Dessen Thathia, who's engaging fans there. Dessen, in Joburg and in Paris and in Pretoria, fans are saying that the Springboks are going to the finals and they will indeed be lifting the trophy for a third time, winning against England. What say you and the fans around you there in Durban?
Well, I think some of my colleagues would say that in Durban we got a bit of a late start, but it's never too late, because if you look around me now, things are starting to pick up quite nicely. I was here earlier. This is the Northwood Crusaders in Durban North, and it was one of the places that had been set up to ensure that fans had a place to come to watch the match. You can see that people are already in the mood. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, you're getting an early start.
Yes, of course. I'm here for the nation. South Africa. Woo!
So, tell me, what are the plans tonight? Who are you with? What are your expectations?
So, I'm here with my closest friends, and my expectation is that we are going to smash England. Oh, sorry. Just like that microphone. We're going to smash them like we did in the last World Cup.
Lovely. And I see, is it a friend of yours?
Yes, I'm Sam. I'm Daddy's friend. We had some of the Bokke all the way. Where's your green? There it is.
Look, that's close enough.
Close enough. Just like I win, we'll win, yes?
So what are you looking forward to the most tonight?
To kicking England's arse.
Okay, well, you can see that people are already quite passionate about their feelings towards that match tonight. So the expectation from those that are organizing this event say that they could have up to 1,000 people that are gathered here tonight. You can see that tables have been set up. There is an outside area as well, but it looks like most of the people will be inside because the weather may not hold up. Gents, how are you? Let's start on my left. I could see already when I was walking towards you that you were excited. So tell me, how's the evening going so far?
No, it's going very well. Having a good time with friends. About to watch South Africa warm up for next week.
Yeah. Look at that! Look at that confidence. And how are you doing tonight? So who are you chilling here with tonight?
Oh, we're here with all our mates from school days. We're here celebrating this warm up for next week. We're ready for the boys to take us through. Big shout out to My son has just been born to watch us in the final.
Ah, that's amazing. That's amazing. All the best, guys. I will be hanging out with you a little bit more throughout the rest of the evening. As you can see, the vibe is really starting to pick up. You can hear some of the vuvuzelas, the music, and it looks like it's going to be a great night for all of the fans that are here to watch the Springboks play tonight.
Yeah, no, Dessen, I didn't realize that Durban was such a vibe. I mean, I feel the excitement all the way from Johannesburg. But before I let you go, you need to tell me what your personal prediction is, Dessen. I've asked all the other reporters, so you have to kind of be put on the spot and give us a sense of what you anticipate will happen between the two sides this evening. And I want to just watch those visuals of all the people in Durban that are enjoying themselves as you give us your response. It looks like Dessen Thathia is engaging the fans there. Let's bring you back to this side of the world, Johannesburg, where Theo is at one of the other fan parks that have been mushrooming throughout bits of the city and the rest of the province. Theo, you were speaking to people earlier saying that it's going to be a tight game and England may benefit from penalties, so it'll be key for South Africa to make sure that they're not handing over any penalties this evening.
I mean, look, Rafiwa, I won't lie. The majority of people are saying that South Africa is definitely, or rather the Springboks are definitely taking it, taking this match and will be going through to the finals. I am at the rugby club here, at the Pirates Rugby Club, and I can tell you now it is filling up. If I can just show you around, give you a sense of how it looks around here. You can see green everywhere, a beautiful picture to look at right now, especially during this, just anticipating this match that is coming through, seeing everybody dressed in green and rooting for the Boks. All of this is bringing up the spirits. It is sending out those energies. Since we are here at home, all we can do is really root for the Boks and rally for them and really send out our energies towards the game tonight. I am going to speak to more fans that are here ready to watch the match, the much anticipated match tonight. I'm going to start with this gentleman here. Sir, thank you for speaking to us. Tell us about tonight with the Springboks facing England. What are your predictions?
I mean, the Proteas have set the example for the day, already making the country proud. And I think it's 4 years since we beat England, and we're going to do it again. Yeah. I'd say 27-19.
Ah, that is quite a wonderful prediction. We are all hoping for that kind of prediction coming through. I must say that it is quite a big sports weekend this weekend, since we also have the Proteas as well on the other side. I'm going to come over to this gentleman over here. What are your predictions tonight? Do you think we're taking it?
No, I back my colleagues, my colleagues' call. I think it was a very good one. If you're going to ask me about score, I think that we're going to put 10 on the English in the first 10 minutes.
All right, in the first 10 minutes. That's quite a big prediction over there. All right, so we've got quite good predictions coming from this gentleman, and we are hoping that that will be the case, of course, between our Springboks versus England. So, Rafiwa, as you can see, everybody's in high spirits. Again, we say go Bokke.
Go Bokke indeed. And let's just take you back to Paris now, where Percy is joined by some super fans ahead of that match. Percy, what are they saying?
Yes, good afternoon once again, Rufio, live here from Paris, and I managed to find probably the biggest fans in South Africa, Mama Joy and Botha. Guys, I know you guys are excited ahead of the match tonight. It's less than 3.5 hours. Mama Joy, what exactly is happening tonight there at Stade de France?
Yeah, you remember what happened 2019? It's going to happen tonight, because we are going to beat England, and nicely, without anything, because England, they will come with this. Now we are going for a revenge. We are not going for a revenge. We are going to win the game, because New Zealand is waiting for us at the final. So we have to win it. Like it or not, tonight, England, we are going to beat them.
Botha, England says they've got a score to settle with the Springboks. Do you think they can beat the Springboks?
Highly impossible. We are not here for fun. We are here to make the 56, which is 62 million fans home happy. You can see now in Paris it's raining. In our culture, when it's rain, it means the blessings are coming from God. So we are saying today we are winning this game. We are not coming here to make friends with the England people. We are here to hammer. We are here to cause havoc. We are here to upset them. So we are saying to them, just go to the stadium and see what the Springbok is doing. See what our captain, Siakolis, is doing. So we are saying to them, we are going to win. For South Africans, don't worry, we are winning. Be happy at home. Expect smile on our faces.
Thank you so much, Mama Joy. Thank you both. They're making their way to Stade de France tonight. That match kicking off at 9 o'clock. It's obviously the Springboks versus England tonight. It's the second semi-final. The winner takes it all. The winner books a spot in the final against New Zealand next weekend.
That winner will be South Africa if the fan predictions are anything to go by. That is a Percy out in Paris ahead of that match. Let's bring it back home as we end off this particular show.